We're waiting for the okay from the video coordinator to start, so.
Plus, we go from renting, leasing 3 floors to a short little,
Nice.
small little office.
Is that you? Yeah.
Oh, that was my, no, that was, that was my computer.
Let him fire you. You can retire.
They don't
But
say
I
it
feel
on this
bad.
guy, he'll
I-
fire you.
But my office is thrilled. They got rid of 3 floors, and they rented a little, space downtown, just in case needed.
Feel like
Lawyers, but half of the lawyers I work with are not in New York, so I don't see them anywhere.
Yeah. We do online training. Listen, it's not the same. There are things.
especially for younger,
Yeah,
like
you
the
miss.
younger, like the
Right,
kids
because
that
it's
just
it's
like.
harder for them,
but from
and
the-
they'd rather be in the office.
But from the
course.
law firm economics, you can't be getting rid of leases.
Yes? Okay, thank you. Okay, we're ready to begin. Welcome to the August 5th meeting, 2025 of the Rybrook Zoning Board of Appeals. It looks like this evening we have 4 of the 5 members, which means each applicant has the option to postpone their hearing until our next meeting, which we expect to be in September. If you decide to move that, you could make that decision, before we begin your application. With us, we have 4 of our members. We have Village Attorney Bob Zitt, Village Building Inspector Steve Hughes, and Board of Trustees Liaison David Heiser. If you're going to be making a presentation, please come to the podium, state your name, the nature of your relationship with the applicant if you're an agent, and the nature of the variance. Our first, we have
To be successful, you're gonna need 4 out of 5 of us to.
No,
3 out of
3
3
out
out
of
of
5,
4.
excuse me, 3 out of 5.
3 out of
3 out of, try it again, 3 out of 4.
That's what you get
I know,
for trying to be helpful.
That's because you don't go to the office.
No good deed goes unpunished.
You're in the office to be much sharper.
I know.
Our first application is application number ZBA 25-010, John Capistrano and Maricar Capistrano, 300 South Ridge Street, legalized front yard, off-street parking area, remove 1445 square feet of impervious coverage by removing additional driveway areas.
Hi, good evening, gentlemen. I
State your
have,
name.
my name is John Capistrano, and this is my mom, Maricar Capistrano. And this is our engineer.
Good evening, Chris Wagner, engineer for the applicant, 56
Okay.
William Street, New City, New York.
Great. Since we heard this application in June, you can only necessarily concentrate on what was changed from the previous application. So that should make it a little easier to make any kind of presentation. So you can go ahead and do that if you desire.
Okay. If the board would allow, I'll make a brief presentation on the proposed drainage mitigation for
Sure.
the lot. So I was not at the previous meeting, but I did watch the video, and I think I have a pretty good understanding of what the board was concerned about and what they were looking for in the way of drainage mitigation. So, as you know, this variance is for the off-street parking, the driveway on Wyman Street. And one of the issues that was raised, I believe, by a resident of the townhomes and members of the board was the drainage, the runoff from the impervious surface that exists. The current lot coverage is 5,884 square feet on with a total lot area of 7,827 square feet, which is significantly over the allowable lot coverage in the village code. Village code permits under 250-37C permits for 3,393 square feet of lot coverage for a lot of this size. So what we came up with to mitigate that stormwater, first and foremost, was, and this was proposed initially, and we're continuing to propose this, would be the removal of 2,250 square feet of impervious asphalt area. That would be the driveway off of South Ridge Street, which would in itself significantly reduce the amount of stormwater runoff coming off the lot. In addition to that, we've also went ahead and added or are proposing a Coltech storm chamber at the southwest corner of the lot, which will collect approximately 775 square feet of rooftop runoff, which currently comes down from the roof through the gutters, discharges onto the asphalt driveway off of Wyman Street, and essentially flows west towards the Brookridge townhouse property. So rather than have that continue to flow off of the driveway and towards the townhouses, that would also be collected. That would be routed into the Coltech chamber that we're proposing. And rather than exit the site as stormwater runoff, it would be temporarily detained on site until it was permitted to infiltrate into the ground. So with those measures of mitigation, the actual amount of stormwater runoff leaving the site would be less than if this was a fully complying lot in terms of lot coverage, because of the additional 700 square feet now that we are picking up from the rooftop, in addition to what we're eliminating because of the elimination of the driveway.
Just as a point of information, are you capturing from one downspout or multiple downspouts?
No, the plan is to capture from multiple downspouts, so it would be 2 downspouts. If you're looking at the plan, there's one. They're both at the southwest corners, but there are 2 currently at those 2 locations that come off the roof. So both of those would be routed into the chamber. There is an existing gutter on the north side, which would still drain out to the driveway, but at that point, the flow from that would actually flow north out to Wyman and into the street, where it would get into a catch basin towards the end of Wyman Street, instead of flowing towards the townhome.
Has your
property.
plan been reviewed by anyone in the village?
It has. I actually, Mr. Nowak, the DPW director and engineer, looked at it. I do have a approved plan from him. I don't know if the board received that, but I can provide you with that if you like.
They have it.
Oh, you, okay. Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we certainly appreciate the amount of work that you put in to address our concerns. And by adding that Coltech unit, I think you've helped out the neighborhood around there and the concerns that were expressed in the last meeting. So we always appreciate the effort that the applicant makes to kind of balance the opposing issues in any application. Does anyone else have any questions? No. Okay, let me ask anyone in the audience who has a stake in this. Anyone want to speak in favor of the application? Anyone want to speak against the application? Okay, there being none, sure. We'll have a motion to close the public hearing. So moved. Okay. I'm certainly satisfied, with the effort made. Okay. Let me just go through the 5 factors quickly. It seems like the only issue that we are concerned about, certainly not the character of the neighborhood. I think the applicant has made significant progress, so cannot be achieved any other way. I think the variance is still substantial. It will not create any adverse impacts to the physical environmental conditions based on the change, right? And the need for the variance is self-created. Okay, let me go through the resolution. Whereas application has been made to the Zoning Board of Appeals by Maricar Capistrano and John Capistrano, together the applicants, for variances in connection with the legalization of a front yard off-street parking area and removal of excess allowable coverage by removing additional driveway area at property located at 300 South Ridge Street in a B2F zoning district, approximately 10 feet from the intersection of Wyman Street and South Ridge Street, designated and shown on the tax map of the Village of Rybrook as parcel ID number 141.43-1-1, so-called property. Whereas the applicant seeks relief from the following requirements of the Rybrook zoning code. First, Section 250-6, Section G, Part 1, Item D, Section 2, unenclosed off-street parking shall not be developed within 25 feet of a front lot line. The applicant's proposed parking area legalization will result in an unenclosed off-street parking within 25 feet of the front lot line. Therefore, an unenclosed off-street parking variance of 25 feet is required. Secondly, Section 250-37, Part C, the maximum allowable total impervious coverage is 3,393 square feet. The applicant proposes to legalize the parking area and remove 1,445 square feet of impervious coverage, which will result in a total impervious coverage of 4,438.8 square feet. Therefore, a total impervious coverage variance of 1,045.8 square feet is required. Whereas a duly advertised public hearing was held on June 3rd and closed on August 5th, at which time all those wishing to be heard were given such opportunity. And whereas the proposed action is a Type 2 action pursuant to the New York State Environmental Quality Review Act, and accordingly no further environmental review is required. Whereas the board, from the application after viewing the premises and neighborhood concerned, and upon considering each of the factors set forth at Section 250, Section 13, Part G, Item B, Items 2A through E of the Rybrook Code, finds for the variances above. I went through them. The 5 factors, so no need to repeat them now. Now therefore be it resolved, said application is hereby provisionally granted on the following conditions. No permit or certificate of occupancy shall be issued until the applicants have paid in full all application and consultant fees incurred by the village in connection with the review of this application. Ready to go? Okay. Steve?
Yes.
Glenn, excused? Jamie?
Yes.
Joe?
Yes.
Don, yes. Okay, application approved. 5 yeses, 0 nays, 1 excused. What did I say? 4? Oh, I'm looking at 4 and I said 5.
It's not just me.
It's, you know what happened? It's the word
August.
eyes. I don't like eyes. I feel like it's too formal. So I was looking at eyes and I
I
said
guess the
5.
lawyer, he could change it to yeses.
Yeah, okay, 1 excused. Okay, congratulations, and
Thank you.
you're almost at the end of your long ordeal.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Up you go. Okay.
Thank you.
Good. Oh, come on, Donald.
Mine?
Yeah, okay, thank you. Okay, the next application is item ZBA 25-012, Kevin Branch and Alicia Thompson Branch, 279 Newton Avenue. Construct rear 2-story addition and interior alterations. Please come forward. Oh, are you willing to go with the 4?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay,
Good evening, gentlemen, village staff, and citizens of Rybrook. Thank you for this opportunity. My name is Kevin Branch, and I reside at 279 Newton Avenue with my family who's joined me, my wife Lisa, my son Ethan and Emerson. We're here with a request for variance for in accordance with Section 250-24. Maximum allowable gross floor area is 2,118.56. We're requesting 2,828. Gross floor area variance of 709.44 square feet. And also the second variance of maximum allowable total impervious coverage is 2,685.76. We're at 2,686, which requires a variance of 0.24 square feet in that respect to that section. We've been living here in Rybrook. Next month makes 11 years. Very connected to our community. We love it. We don't want to leave. 11 years ago, our conditions in our life were very different. My wife was pregnant with our daughter. She's not here because, unfortunately, she passed away at birth. So we're very attached to the home that we selected to start our family. 11 years ago, I was on active duty in the Army, and conditions were different. I wasn't home during the week. I only came home on the weekends, which when I retired 3.5 years ago, it changed the conditions in our home. It became very congested. I was living separately, so I had an entire apartment. But when I got there, we had to add my things, which first off, starting with the kitchen. The kitchen is very congested. It's very difficult to pass through spaces because there's an island there. We had to add shelving for additional furniture, not furniture, but dishes, and we don't really have a pantry area to feed or to provide food for our growing children. It's very congested. Even our dinner table in the kitchen it's a combined dining / kitchen area. We can't even facilitate the use of half the dining area because it's against the exterior wall, which kind of restricts seating in there, which is important because also we host most family events on the holidays. So we're very crammed in our kitchen. So we're asking to expand that space just to improve the quality of life of our family within that area. And in addition to that is we're adding a bedroom upstairs and a bathroom. One of the bedrooms, one of my son's bedroom, because of the design of our house, the roof slanting down, it restricts his ceiling on the front side of his room, which it restricts functionality by not allowing us to add things such as a desk, etc., because of the low ceiling. And even in addition to that, the bathroom that the boys share, because of the restriction of the ceiling, we're unable to put a shower in there. It's a bathtub, and 2 growing boys, they don't want to take baths anymore, and they're starting to occupy our shower, which is a problem because 2 boys are very messy and they're dirty. So we're trying to facilitate quality of life for them by giving them more functionality with an additional bedroom to use, and we'll take that other bedroom and utilize it as an office space because my wife and I, we both partially work from home. In addition to that, we're adding a bathroom, but the existing bathroom, we're going to also increase quality of life in that area by moving our laundry room from the basement to that bathroom, which helps out a lot. 6 years ago, I had spinal fusion, and carrying baskets up 2 levels of stairs is not very comforting. So just to improve quality of life, moving the laundry room upstairs, facilitating the shower area in the bathroom for our boys, and with creating that new bedroom and that shower, we have to create a hallway, which takes away my wife's closets. So we're adding onto our bedroom to facilitate closet space for her to put her belongings. And that's the bulk of the requirement for the square footage. Now, in the basement, because we have to have the crawl space anyway, we're going to go ahead and extend the basement just to add the additional depth to extend the basement. And that helps with storage space. Right now, I pay about $300 a month for storage. All of my belongings from my military career are in a storage that I pay about $300 a month for. Those things are very sentimental to me. I would love to have them in my home, and also I would love to save money and spend it on my children versus storage for things of that nature. So, number one with us, we don't want to leave our neighborhood. Our house we have an emotional attachment to it. We like our neighbors. We like where we live. We like our local grocery store, dry cleaners, our pizza shop. We want to be there. That's where we want to raise our children. We don't want to go. So, improving our quality of life is what's going to help us stay in the Village of Rybrook, and we want to be in the Village of Rybrook, and that's primarily the reason why we're here today.
First of all, thank you for your service going forward. One of the questions that I had was that whenever there's an application before us, and you made a very good case in terms of why you need the extra space, was this your first option in terms of design? Or?
No.
Okay, could you share with us what you were proposing initially and then what you have now?
So because of the square footage restriction in our zone, initially we wanted to extend the entire back, but it would put us way over on square footage. So instead of extending the entire back, we created like a dog leg. We're not extending the first floor. The entire fourth floor is not being extended. Only 50% of the first floor is being extended. The second floor is going to go across. We're going to have a column to support it. So there's going to be like an outdoor sitting area adjacent to the kitchen where we decided to cut back or de-scope the project just to back off of the square footage requirement.
Now, you have that gazebo area there in the back, right? The new addition, how far does it push toward that?
So that area that's not a permanent structure. It's a temp structure. We're going to move that to the other side of it, like centered in the yard. We're going to adjust it. It's not permanent, so it's easy to move.
Yeah, because I thought that would need to move.
Yes,
because
it's
of
gonna be
What
moved.
you're doing there.
My wife already has plans for her garden to kind of align with that.
In terms of capturing any runoff, what is the plan to handle any water coming off of that?
And Marty Dahl is my architect, and Marty's going to be able to talk the technical specs of the project.
Sure.
If you would, Marty.
Please come in and state your name.
Good evening, everybody. Marty Dadal. We haven't designed the water runoff. I thought that there would be a limit on the maximum or minimum coverage allowed before you can have any additional dry wells, but we could furnish it if it need to be.
No, I'm just wondering if that is part of the plan. What is the rule, Steve? It's 400 square feet?
Right, so because they're going over 400 square feet, then the stormwater management plan will have to be associated with the permit, and again, Michael Nowak will review that when we get to that level. So they were looking to see if they can get the zoning approval and then start the design for the stormwater management and then meet with Michael Nowak on
Yes,
that.
we can do that.
Okay, so that will be
Interesting. Absolutely.
down the road.
Yes, sir.
I assume it's not in the application, but the addition still stays within the setback requirements, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the second variance, I mean, is inconsequential, basically.
But I just want to make the setback,
Yeah, and it's, our concern is, if you're gonna be coming up with that back, how do you think will impact the neighbors around there in terms of, does it have any visual impact to them, or is it screened?
I mean, we're only going back 12 feet 9 inches, and it's going to be the same roof line. We're not impacting anything.
But if there's somebody behind you and you're going back, it does affect the line of sight. In other words, the person is going to see something closer than it was before. And I'm just wondering, what is the
Well,
screening there
we're
now?
about 33 feet from the new addition to the rear yard.
Right.
So, I mean, it's pretty excessive. How much of obstruction are they going to have?
And just the environmental conditions there are trees surrounding
Yeah,
the yard.
that's what
he's asking.
that's what I'm asking.
So it doesn't impact the line of sight at all, because the trees are there
Right.
anyway.
And you notify the neighbors, and
Yes.
apparently, Steve, no one has commented for or against the application, so.
We sent out the mailings and posted.
Exactly. So,
Don, can I ask you a question? If we were to approve, what prevents them from, they're only extending 50% of the lower level. What prevents them from extending the other 50% subsequently?
just the GFA, they have to come back for the GFA. Yeah, in other words, so if that was the case.
I don't think you have any
There's no plans.
No
We
plans.
we have a very small yard, so we need space to enjoy
So
the outside.
the issue is not just you, but the people
Yes.
to whom, because once the variance is there, it's for the property, so even if you move out and somebody else, we have to worry about that as well.
The other thing is, and this is not impugning anyone's integrity, but when people come before the zoning board, it's Rybrook forever, and then it
6
happens.
months later, they're moving.
Yeah, upon the graduation of their youngest child.
Well, I got a while for that.
Exactly. So that what Steve is saying is that the variance goes with the property, irrespective of who has that.
Understood.
It was mentioned somewhere that there was going to be an additional person living in the house.
Another reason we're expanding, because in about 2 years, we're looking to move in my mother-in-law, my wife's mother. She's older, she lives alone. We're also, as a contingency, we're looking forward to bringing her into our home.
Now, that would be on the first floor, right? Because,
Yes.
But not as a separate apartment, just living in, as in a bedroom.
She would live in a regular house.
Steve, now,
To cook.
when I looked at the plans, was there a kitchen downstairs? I mean, in the basement also? Is there?
No,
No?
I didn't see any kitchen in the basement.
All right, and then I just mixed it up with the
No,
first
no
floor.
kitchen.
Okay. All right, anyone else have any questions? No? Okay, anyone in the audience, now you can, want to speak for the application? Please come forward and state your name and address and why you think the variance should be granted.
Or not.
I didn't get to the negative yet.
Well, you
You're gonna have to
can-
speak to the microphone.
Oh.
Say your name.
Yeah, no.
Okay, good. Okay. Does anyone else want to speak in favor of the application?
Hello. My name is Ethan.
And why do you think you should get the variance to be able to build a bigger house?
Because our house looks like a box on the outside.
And you're going to make it a circle?
No.
Oh, okay. You'll have plenty of room to run around, right?
Yes.
And take a shower?
Sort of.
And a
Okay,
desk,
good.
and a desk for your schoolwork.
No way.
Thank you for your contribution. Anyone in the audience want to speak against the application? Hopefully not. Okay. Motion to close the public
So
hearing?
moved.
Okay. All right, so there are two variances. Do you have any comment on the size of the variance? Substantial?
First one,
Yeah,
yeah.
first one, the first one very substantial, yes.
Okay. The need for variance is self-created. The water management will be coming later, so we assume that,
Well,
Michael-
don't we have to make it subject to an acceptable water management plan?
Yeah.
what's the, Bob, if, for example, we give the variance and Mike keeps pushing until he gets an acceptable water management plan, right?
Yeah, sure. So the condition would be making the approval subject to
To a-
Mike Nowak's approval
Okay.
of the
Yeah,
storm.
you're gonna write that
Yeah,
down?
I can write that
Okay,
down,
good.
sure.
When we get to it, is that okay with you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Let's see, not have an impact and will not affect the character of the neighborhood. Okay, let me go ahead, read the resolution. Whereas application has been made to the Zoning Board of Appeals by Kevin Branch and Alicia Thompson Branch, together the applicants, for variances in connection with the construction of a rear two-story addition, the relocation of a kitchen, and other interior modifications with a new rear yard, walkway, and patio at property located at 279 Newton Avenue in an R5 zoning district approximately 300 feet from the intersection of North Ridge Street and Newton Avenue, designated and shown on the tax map of the Village of Rybrook as parcel ID number 135.65-1-2, the property. Whereas the applicant seeks relief from the following requirements of the Rybrook zoning code. First, section 250-24, part E, the maximum allowable gross floor area is 2,118.56 square feet. The proposed rear two-story addition will result in a gross floor area of 2,828 square feet, thereby requiring a gross floor area variance of 709.44 square feet. Secondly, section 250-37, part C, the maximum allowable total impervious coverage is 2,685.76 square feet. The proposed rear two-story addition will result in a total impervious coverage of 2,686 square feet, thereby requiring a total impervious coverage variance of 0.24 square feet. Whereas a duly advertised public hearing was held on August 5th and closed on same day, at which time all those wishing to be heard were given such opportunity. Whereas the proposed action is a Type 2 action pursuant to the New York State Environmental Quality Review Act, and accordingly no further environmental review is required. Whereas the board, from the application, after viewing the premises, bless you, and neighbor concern, that's not part of the resolution, and upon considering each of the factors set forth in section 250-13, section G, part 2, items 2A through E of the Rybrook Code, fines for the variances above, the requested, I went through them, the 5 factors, so I don't need to repeat them now. Now therefore be it resolved that said application is hereby granted provisionally until we vote on the following conditions. 1, no permit or certificate of occupancy shall be issued until the applicants have paid in full all application and consultant fees incurred by the village in connection with the review of this application. Okay,
It's subject to the water management.
and the second one,
Second one would
Please
be,
read that.
sure, number 2, no permit or certificate of occupancy shall be issued until the applicant complies with stormwater management requirements, if any, deemed necessary by the village engineer.
thank you. Okay, are we okay with that?
Yep.
Okay, Steve,
Yes.
Jamie,
Yes.
Joel,
Yes.
Don, yes, application approved. Let me get this right now. 4 yeses, 0 nays, and 1 excused. Okay? Congratulations.
Thank you,
and,
gentlemen.
enjoy the process. There you go.
Nice job, Ethan.
You too are a strong reason why the application was approved.
And when you
Okay.
guys get to be old enough, we expect to see you on the zoning board.
That's right, we need volunteers to serve. Take care.
Thank
Maybe
you.
in the future.
Okay.
Or you?
Bob,
Make
there's the
construction
application. You know, the village has a very hard time getting anybody to serve on committees, so,
If you're interested,
certainly,
Talk to Steven.
let them know.
yeah.
I can make
Okay.
7:30. I take the earlier Metro North train.
Very good. Thank
Like the
you.
rest of us. Okay, goodbye.
Yeah.
Okay. The last item on the agenda is the minutes from the June meeting. Okay, everyone okay with them?
Yep.
Okay, minutes approved. Okay, motion to adjourn?
So moved.
So moved, okay.
What do we got for September, Steve?
That was just what I was gonna ask you.
Steve? September?